What's up, YouTube? And Happy New Year's. Today is January the 4th, 2020. It has became another decade. I think that's crazy. Well, I'm coming here and I'm posting a video today just because last year, November 2019, actually last year, November 20th, 2019, um, I paid for my surgery. So I chose a doctor. I was originally supposed to go to New York, but I switched up and now I'm going to another place. Only reason I'm not going to New York is because I started watching like videos of like different people saying how like they don't like African Americans, how they treat us, how they botch and all this type of stuff. So basically, yeah. So basically, I just denied that, and I really want to go to New York just because one, it was like an hour away. Um, Basically, yeah, it was an hour away. I was watching basically their videos, their live videos, um, every day. Like every day, I was on Instagram watching their live videos, and I like really wanted to go to them. Like that was like my go-to people. Like I had called and got my papers printed out and everything. So basically those was like my go-to people. So November I end up well, no, before November, October I end up like going to another doctor. I started like I'm in like these groups like on Facebook, so it was just like, okay, let me see what these people talking about, these doctors. So then I found the doctor. So I actually talked to the doctor. Like some people can't actually talk to the doctor, but I actually talked to this doctor on the video. So I actually got to see her face. I talked to her on the phone. I talked to text message and everything. Not just the coordinator. I end up talking to the doctor. I saw pictures and she was like, okay, you need this, you need that. You don't have to get all this. So I was very proud of this doctor. Like this doctor made me feel safe. And also this doctor is board certified. So like when you choosing a doctor, you have to make sure like this doctor is like board certified. You got to make sure this doctor like on stuff, like how many like deaths this doctor got, everything. Like you have to be on point, with getting these doctors. So so basically I was talking to her, I looked her up, I googled her. I went to Surgery 411 on Instagram to see like if anything was like going on with this doctor. So I was like really thinking like, should I go to this place? Like, cause like first off, it's 3 hours away. It's 3 hours away, but it was just like, only reason I was choosing, like I said, I was choosing New York because I was watching their videos every day and it was an hour away. So it was like I was closer to home. And I really didn't want to be on the plane like that because a lot of people said it's uncomfortable after you have surgery coming back home. You got to be on your knees and all that type of stuff. So basically, like going through this whole process, trying to find the right doctor and everything, I felt safe with this doctor. Like you have to have a feeling safe with a doctor, because you're putting your life in someone else's hands. So I really wanted to do that. So after I talked to the lady, I was still contemplating, like this is like October, so I was still contemplating on like what I'm gonna do. Is I'm gonna go? Do I want to go? My mind was wondering, because your mind do wondering, because like I said, it's you're putting your life in someone's hand. It's a very serious surgery. I already went to a major surgery in 2018, so it's just like, okay, do I really want to go through this? This is something I always wanted. So something I always wanted and want to go through, and especially this much pain that everyone says is going to be, like, I really had to think about it. So when it was time to pay, at first I was just going to just pay the deposit and what I'm saying, and then wait to choose a date and, wait to do this and wait to do that. But, yeah, I didn't. So I was waiting, and then everybody was like, you know, people start asking me, you know, who I told, like I picked the doctor, whatever, and then they knew, like, you know, I had the money. They like, well, did you do it yet? You know, everybody was calling me that morning, like, did you do it yet? Did you do it yet? And I'm like, no, I ain't do it yet. And then, you know, people like, what you waiting for? This, I thought this is something you wanted. And I'm like, yeah, this is something I wanted, but then like my mask I wanted, like I started getting scared because like I have 2 kids, so like shit like, I mean, excuse me, stuff like this, like, you know, it's something you just don't play with. So I sat down that morning. I sat there and prayed, like, okay. Then I was like, okay, I'm just gonna put the deposit down, you know. And I still waited. Like, I waited till like, I waited till like probably like 4 o'clock that evening, 4 or 5 o'clock that evening, to even pay. Like, I end up calling, like, okay, I'm finna end up, I want to pay. So as we sitting down waiting, so I called my coordinator, and I'm sitting there talking to her, and I say, okay, I'm just gonna go to pay. So she was like, how much you gonna pay? So I'm like, if I put the deposit down, I ask questions. Like, I already knew the answers because I asked these questions before, but I was like, if I put a deposit down, do I have to pick the date today? And she was like, no, you don't have to pick the date today. You could choose a day. But I was like, okay, what if I pick a date? Can I change it? And she was like, yeah, you could choose it. So I'm sitting there, I'm like, okay, yeah, I don't know, like, you know, I'm like, I don't know if I want to put a deposit or whatever. She was like, well, you could call back, we close in like another hour, you know what I'm saying? So I was like, you know what, just forget it, let me just go ahead and pay for the surgery. So she was like, you're paying for all of it? I was like, yeah. I'm like, let me just go pay for it, because if I keep down in my mind and then I sit there knowing me, I would like spent the money on something stupid, then I wouldn't have the money, or I would have been just you know, procrastinating and, you know, all type of stuff. So I end up paying. And so as I'm paying, like my hand shaking, like I'm nervous, like it's so much. So she was like, okay, the payment went through. So I'm like, okay, thank you or whatever. So she's like, okay, I'm finna send over your contract. You read over your contract, you know, you sign your contract. She was like, do you have a date? And so my original date was I was gonna go in April. So I was gonna go in April because I said, okay, I want to go around my birthday. So, you know, it'll be Easter time, spring break. My kids will be, you know, out of school. So then I won't have to worry about, you know, people like taking them to school or, you know, picking them up from school. So it was a lot, like, you know, I was thinking around the time what I was thinking about. Then I'm like, okay, who gonna go with me? You know, I wanted people to, like, you know, just be around. So at first I was like, no, I don't pick a date. So as we going through like the contract and stuff, and then I was like, you know what, I do have a date. So I was like, March. So then originally it was going to be like the middle of March, because I was like, okay, if I do it the middle of March, then I'd be like ready for, you know, my birthday coming. I was like, then my birthday in April, so then I'll be fine, I won't be like swollen up or anything, and I'll be ready to celebrate my birthday. And so the date that I had chose, she was like, oh no, she was like, the date full, so I couldn't get it. So then and then I had picked like a weekend date, because I picked a weekend date because I was like, okay, if I pick a weekend, like I was just saying before, like, you know, my kid, I won't have to worry about how my kid's going to get back for school or something like that. So then I'm looking at the calendar, and I was like, give me March 12th. And so she was like, that was, you know, out of all days of March, I picked March 12th. So which is a Thursday this year. So she was like, okay, March 12th it is. She was like, but if you want to call and switch, you can do it or whatever. So but I was satisfied with that date. Like, something in my mind just told me to pick that date, so I was satisfied with that date. So I picked March 12th. So now after that, I know I had to get my plane ticket, you know, when I'm going. So I asked my sister and them, was like, she going with me. I asked my husband, like, was he going with me or whatever. So they can't really come until like after my surgery because they work. So that was like all good. So I'm like, okay, so now I gotta find a recovery house. So now I gotta find, you know, I asked you know, my doctor or whatever, do she recommend a recovery house? And then, you know, as I said, I was in these groups, so like different people, like, you know, putting like recovery house, and people like, oh, you should stay in a recovery house. First off, like I'm saying, I'm going by myself. So when I get down there, I'm going like a day early, so I can get my blood work done, so I can make sure everything good before the surgery. So I had to pick a house that I felt that was safe for me, also that I know can take care of me, because like I have a high tolerance for pain, but with that pain, it's just like the next day, like the day, like I wake up, I know like I'm going to be in too much pain that like even if somebody else was coming with me, I would have still want to stay at a recovery house, because I know they take care of people, like they do that. So I really want to find the right recovery house. So by December, I end up finding the right recovery house. Excuse me, I know I'm stuttering, but I found the right recovery house. So I end up picking this recovery house. I looked up the information on this recovery house, make sure everything's good. Everyone that went there that's coming from the place that I'm having my surgery at has loved it. I watched videos. Went to Surgery 411 again just to see what was going on. I Googled them. I make sure everything's good. I never seen not one bad thing about this recovery house. So I was like, okay, I'm going to pay for this recovery house. So there goes the deposit for that. And then here comes like the end of December. I'm starting looking up plane tickets, because now I have to find plane tickets. So not me knowing I'm picking this day and I'm picking March, you know what I'm saying, not knowing this whatever. Here goes, it's spring break. So I'm like, oh my God. So now I'm going down here, spring break, not knowing, my man, like not really, you know, thinking like this is gonna be spring break. So I'm looking at the tickets. I'm like, $300. I'm like, for what? A round trip ticket, 300. Like the round trip ticket was like $300 something. So I really want to get on like a plane that I know that I was gonna be comfortable on. Really not going there, but like coming back. So I'm like, only plane I know that I'll be comfortable on is American Airlines. So it was just like, bro, like really, 368. I'm not doing it. So I remember a friend of mine was telling me like on Tuesdays you should book your flight, because if you book your flight on Tuesdays, you will be able to get a cheaper price. So like, okay, I'm gonna wait till Tuesday. So I actually waited to buy my plane ticket. I'm like, I'm just gonna wait, because maybe it'll go down. So I like start like download like cheap apps for like flights and all this type of stuff. So then I end up getting to this app called kayak or whatever. So you could like that, and Hopper, you could like freeze your prices, or you could save your prices that you see. So I end up purchasing my plane tickets this week. What's this week? Just May, January, February. This week I end up purchasing my plane ticket. And I end up finding the plane ticket for $77 there. And that's American Airlines, because I have to be there on the 11th before 11 o'clock, because I have to go, like I said, I have to go get like blood work and everything else done. So I end up booking my plane ticket, going there, and then because it was cheaper, it was cheaper because it was during the week. So if it was during the weekend, I would have been paying a little more, but it was like cheaper. And then my flight coming back, one number $69. So I end up booking separate, because it was cheaper to book separate than to like book like round trip. So it was cheaper to book separate because it was like two different, like with the American Airlines ticket, I went through American Airlines. With the other ticket, I had to go through like a different website to get it. So it was actually cheaper to do it one way, each ways. And so again, like I said, my family coming down there with me that Friday, so I only will be staying in recovery home for like 2 days, which is fine, because them 2 days I could know, like, you know, how I'm supposed to use the bathroom, because I heard it's hard to use the bathroom, how to do this, how to do that. So basically I done went through like everything I need to do for this surgery. now I am nervous. Why I'm nervous is because the day is coming. Oh, so before, like in the beginning of everything, okay, so you have to be a certain weight to have surgery. I'm big. I had got, even bigger because I was just eating everything. I really wasn't going to the gym. I wasn't trying to work out. So you have to be a certain weight. Your BMI have to be a certain standards. So when I started my, weight loss thing, I really wasn't on no diet or something. So I really just started like literally November, my weight loss journey. So I started with these pills that my doctor gave me, which is weight loss pills. And it's like, baby, it's the truth. Because before I even went to the gym, them weight loss pills made me lose weight without even going to the gym. I was watching what I was eating, but it did. I did not start going to the gym to the beginning of this year, and I did not start doing intermittent fasting, and I let go bread, and I let go red meat, and I let go of like basic stuff. So basically, I only eat between 8 hours. I have 8 hours to eat, and between them times I eat, and I only eat twice a day. The pill that I take, it only make me have like my mouth dry, and it curbs my appetite, so I don't be hungry, but I be up. So it gave me nothing but energy. So now that I'm going to the gym, I'm doing the treadmill and all that type of stuff. So from November of me starting my weight loss journey with the pills and stuff, I was 270 pounds. As of today, January 1st, 2020, I am 252 pounds. So that is a major weight loss for me, and I'm happy. So my goal, I only have to lose 2 more pounds for my surgery. And like I said, my surgery is in March. This is January. So me going to the gym every day, working out, stop eating all that stuff, stop drinking that stuff, it's gonna come fast, especially because them pills work fast. The pills works itself. So with that extra boost, I know that I can lose it. My goal is to lose 20 more pounds. So I want to get like to a certain weight just so I could be snatched. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to be like out here, I get this and then, I'm still like big or whatever, or still got this. And I also heard if you work out, you can, you'll be able to you'll recover fast because you don't work out. So your body, work out itself. So that was good. I got that done. So basically I was happy with that. So now it's this weight gain. Like I said, I'm doing the weight loss, so I keep you guys up with that. I want to thank you all for watching. Please subscribe to my channel, because during this whole process I will be recording everything, even when I get there. And I asked my doctor would she record for me my surgery, so also I'll be doing that. So I want to thank you all and have a nice day.